Good day, folks. The Wanderer here, New Jersey Wandering News. Just doing a little video on some of the instances that us folk who enjoy public filming come across with police officers. These are the instances that every single one of us has endured at a time. I found that they're the same. Here we go. No, we're fine. We're fine. I found that they're the same. They must be taught the same. These officers. They're taught the same definitions, and I wonder. I think I've cracked the code. I've cracked the code on what their definitions are. So bear with me here. But everything I say, you're gonna know. You're gonna understand. I promise you. If you've watched any of these videos or if you've been out public filming, you're gonna know what I'm saying. First thing they do is, they come around you. They get four of them, four or five officers, and they surround you. And then they say, "Hey, I want you to stand right there, and you keep your hands out of your pockets for officer safety." Because, we have guns, tasers, batons, pepper spray, bulletproof vests. But you have a camera. We surrender. You stay put for officer safety. You got me? Officer safety. We're defenseless with you with that camera. So that's one of the things. That's the first thing to do when they approach you. They want you to stand still. That's what that meaning is. In this day and age, that means I'm trying to convince you that you must let me violate your rights, all in the name of safety. Because if I don't have your ID, I won't be able to figure out if you just committed a crime. I can only figure out if a crime has been committed if I have your ID. No, it doesn't make any sense, but it's for officer safety. Also, this day and age means everyone has a camera on their phone, so we can't get away with any of the shit we used to. That's one of the main definitions we have. This day and age. You hear it all the time. This day and age. Sorry you're beat. Sorry everyone's got a camera. Sorry that we freaking are exposing your criminal asses. Another definition. Here's the deal. I'm going to get the last word in, even though there isn't any need because no laws have been broken. However, due to my fragile ego, I must tell you things that you learned when you were 5 years old. Things like, don't block the driveway so you don't get hit. Stay out of the street so you don't get hit. Don't run out in front of moving cars so you don't get hit. I'm very concerned for your safety, and I truly believe you've never been taught these vital safety issues. In fact, I'm shocked you made it this far in life without getting run over. Of course, it's for officer safety. Here's the deal happens all the time. Everything is here's the deal. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. We can't find you did anything wrong, so here's the deal. I'm still going to have to tell you some stupid shit. I'm still going to have to tell you stuff that you knew as a kid, but I think you don't know. Officer safety. Another definition. You're not doing anything wrong. I'm trying to figure something out to make it like you are doing something wrong, even though you're not. Then I'm going to make it that I'm super nice, that I'm going to give you permission to do the exact thing you were already allowed to do. In this instance, usually when we're filming or something like that, sometimes the officer comes over and tells you, you're perfectly okay to film, so I'm just going to let you do your thing. I'm going to let you film. I'm going to let you do something that you already have the God-given right to do, but because I'm telling you you can do it, that means it's better. You got me? You follow that? I'm letting you do what you can already do. What a great guy I am. Yes, we deal with this all the time. Anybody who's seen freaking videos knows that. Another definition. Turn that camera off. I didn't give you consent to film me. I'm an officer, and I know I have zero expectation of privacy in public, but I was hoping you didn't know. The reason is I'm about to violate the shit out of you, and I don't want to get caught. I do this to everyone else, but they don't know that I'm violating their rights, so they listen to me and I get away with it. The fact that you won't let me violate you and you have a camera means I can't get away with what I do to everyone else. Oh, and I need you to turn it off for officer safety. Yes, they have said that. They've said, you gotta turn that off. Officer safety. You could use it as a weapon. Yeah, I'm gonna ruin my $300 camera on your freaking stupid face? Really? You think that? Dude. It's always... Why would they say turn the camera off if they weren't gonna violate the shit out of you? Because they know you're allowed to film them, but most people don't know. So the noobs that go out and they're like, maybe he's right. I don't want to get in trouble. And then you think about it. The guy's stern and they'll do the intimidation. And sure as shit, you're going to wind up turning your camera off. Well, we don't, and we know better. Another definition. Why are you filming me? See the definition for turn that camera off. The response is exactly the same. Yep, they do that too. Why are you filming me? I'm super nice. I don't have any issues with anybody. The other thing they'll always say, they always do this. They'll go, I don't have a problem with you filming, but I need your ID, I need your date of birth, your social security number, and I need the size of your shoe because you watched me drive 5 feet when I pulled this person over. It's a law. I can't cite it, but I know that if I drive 5 feet and you have me on film, I must get your social, date of birth, cell phone number, ID, home address, shoe size, and how much money you made in the last quarter. It's the law. Okay, I'm exaggerating a bit, but you get what I'm saying. Another definition! Can I help you? I have zero intention of giving you any help at all. I'm just doing this to make contact and try to intimidate you because I'm paranoid about people filming. That piece of equipment can end my career. Put that down for officer safety. Another definition. Have a seat right there. Simply put, this just proves that I have quite possibly the tiniest dick in the entire world. And have a seat for officer safety. Have a seat right here. They do that. They're so fragile that they need you to sit down for officer safety and because they want to control the situation. Look I'm the super guy. I'm in charge. I tell you what to do. I'm the guy. Tell you. Me. Tell you. You sit down. I feel better about myself. Go home. Tell my kids I'm a hero. That's what I do. Another definition. Police State, New Jersey came up with this one. Where'd you get your law degree from? Facebook. And this means I don't know shit about what case laws you're spewing out. You're obviously prepared, so I must invalidate your knowledge. Yep. They'll get mad if you start sounding intelligent because they don't want to sound stupid. You got me? So, you sound smart by saying, well, Turner versus Driver, and, you got Terry v. Ohio, and, whatever, stuff. And then they get sore at you. Oh, well, where you get your law degree from Facebook? I can look at Wikipedia, too. Well, you should have, because I'm telling you stuff that proves you shouldn't be detaining me, and yet you're still detaining me. So, where do we go from here, bub? Another definition! Do you have ID on you? I have no plans on doing my job and actually investigating anything, so I'm just gonna ID everyone in hopes I come across someone who has warrants. And I need your ID for officer safety. And they do this. Got your ID? Hey man, got your ID? Got ID? Got ID? Got your ID? Got your ID? Got your ID? That's what they do. Another definition! We keep getting calls about you filming here. Even though it's perfectly legal, we can't tell the concerned folks who call that you aren't doing anything wrong. That'll mean we aren't out and about bugging innocent citizens with the hopes of jamming them up on some bogus charge that'll wind up being dropped in a few months. But it looks good for now, though. Yep. So instead of just telling the concerned citizen, hi, concerned citizen, yeah, they're on public property, they're just filming, we spoke with them already, they're going to keep coming out and contacting you because we got a call. We have to respond. We have to respond. Got ID? We got to respond and get your ID for officer safety. So we can't just tell them that, hey, it's legal, can't do anything about it. Because then we have no chance of getting some bogus charges. Another definition. I gave you my name, now you gotta give me yours. That just means I'm still a freaking 5-year-old and will throw a tantrum if I don't get my way. Yes, I know you're a private citizen and I'm a public servant, but that's just not fair. It's not fair. No, unfair. I've seen it, and I've had it happen to me that we had some guy yelling at us. Someone else and myself were filming in public, simply filming in public, and the guy went livid and said, I understand that, but you're asking our names. We need to know your name. We need to know your name. And got right up in his mug and was like, we need to know your name. Tell us your name. You heard my name. I need to know your name. And then the guy even didn't give us his name. Who's supposed to. The guy who's the public servant didn't give us his name, yet still demanded we give him our name. We did not. And threw a freaking tantrum about it. Was literally like, no, boo-boo. I gotta get your name or else. Another definition. This is government property. That means I still haven't been taught anything about the law, and I literally had no clue that government property was public property until you just said it. But I'm going to hide that part and still make like you're in the wrong. You see it all the time, too. Isn't this public property? No, this is government property. Okay, who pays for government property? The taxpayers do, dummy. Okay. So if the taxpayers pay for it, isn't that public property? No, because it's government property. It's government property. No, it's federal property. Okay, if it's federal property, doesn't it mean it's government property? Yes, it's government property. Okay, if it's who pays for it? The taxpayers pay for it. That means it's public property. Which rolls me into my last definition. Sir, I'm not going to argue about it with you. That means I can't argue about it simply because I'm wrong. Even if I was right, I wouldn't argue with you. I'd just arrest you or give you whatever citation that's applicable. But I'm definitely wrong, so I must use the I'm not going to argue term. All the time. Sir, this is public property. Look, I'm not going to argue with you about it. There's nothing to argue about. It's public. I'm on a sidewalk. There's no way you put that freaking utility pole in the ground. Your company did not put this street sign, did not put this freaking lamp or this freaking utility pole in. There's no way. So therefore, I'm on public property. Yeah, well, I'm not going to argue with you. You can't argue because you'd lose. This is almost like an encounter when the supervisor gets there, okay? You've been contacted by an officer, you're doing nothing wrong, you're filming, the officer assaults the shit out of you, beats the shit out of you, does whatever, you wait for the supervisor, you weren't even detained or anything, but you get your arm pulled out and all this stuff, and you're smacked around and everything. This is what the supervisor encounter usually goes like. Sure, Officer Smith approached you, grabbed your camera, threw it, twisted your arm, and slapped you in the face, all while you were never detained. But we don't really see any evidence of it looking at the camera. I mean, he barely slapped you and kind of twisted your arm, but it wasn't really force. However, when Officer Smith slapped you in the face, your arm flailed a bit, and your pinky finger grazed that loose button on the officer's shirt. Therefore, you're under arrest for assaulting an officer. We have to arrest you for officer safety. That's what they'll do. They'll hold the true color of every law to try and get you arrested somehow. Every freaking nook and cranny of the law, they'll get you in there. They'll freaking figure out a way to see that you broke a law. But they'll never find themselves guilty. You know, sure, he grabbed you, twisted your arm, but he barely touched you. He only grabbed you with one arm. And so he threw your phone and threw your camera. I mean, he threw the camera. Big deal. It wasn't attached to you. But you assaulted him. Therefore, we must act on that because you're a danger, and this is for officer safety. I got an example. Start to finish almost. Start to finish about how if we're out filming, you know, officers would come up to us, and this is kind of generalized. Okay, we got 2 calls. One said there was 5 people breaking into a bank. The other call was you filming from a sidewalk. So we had to come here and contact you first because you might be plotting something really bad for some time in the near or far future. We'll go to the other call after this, though. But do you have ID? It's for officer safety. Is it me, or do they treat people holding a camera worse than bank robbers? They'll deploy 40 officers to go track down a guy with a camera on a public sidewalk and only have one go get 5 bank robbers. We have a report of 5 bank robbers here on Smith and Main. Okay, let Del Vecchio go. Smith, Baruch, Salamander, Anchor, Gerber, Tomboy, Smacko, Charlie, Ankle, 14, Billy, Crankwood, Tourniquet. You guys go to the public filmer and make sure they're not plotting something in the future. I'm sure Del Vecchio can get the, bank robbers have been doing that for years. We know how that goes. These public filmers, that's a new deal. We don't know what's going to happen. So send everybody there. SWAT teams, everybody. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you get the hint. That's what I got to say, people. This is going to be awfully stupid. However, you're all going to know what I'm talking about. With that, the Wanderer, out.